Now, I'm supposed to sign a document to give them more money when they've already spent $5–6 million and will spend that much in architect fees? Is that responsible? I don't think the people expect me to do that. We talk about overcrowding at the high school. The most economical plan would have been to remove all the trailers, fix everything that needed to be fixed at the high school, and erect another building on the same land. And put your juniors and seniors in that new building with a cafeteria and let the freshmen and sophomores go to the existing school. You wouldn't have any additional transportation costs or anything else. Most economical plan. You don't want to do that? That school was designed for another pod. The only way you'd put up another pod is if you want to continue the overcrowding in that one building. So there are alternative ways to handle the situation. Number 5, 2 county commissioners presented discussion in a plan that would provide the school board with exactly what they're looking for, only save the county taxpayers approximately $10 million. And it was totally ignored. This is not a wealthy county. If somebody says we can do exactly what you want and save you $10 million, not to sit down and listen with an open mind, does that make sense? It doesn't to me. I think school board took funds that county commission had given them and they went out and they purchased land that I doubt if it was ever surveyed or appraised. They just went out and they bought the land. I have a pattern in my mind, whether it's right or whether it's wrong, nobody's corrected it, that we are not spending our money wisely and responsibly. Number 7, school board jumped all over starting that school out at Mount Horeb. I've had numerous calls from residents of Jefferson City and Andridge that don't want to transport their kids way out there. If you look at it, the new school is closer to Talbot than any other school. And Talbot is the only school in the system that's not overcrowded. I would have to question the wisdom in doing something like that, because that's taxpayer money that's being spent. And I've got to wonder where the end is in sight for our taxes to continue to go up when we're spending $6 million on architects, building a school next to the only school that we've got that's not overcrowded, that's miles away from Jefferson City and miles away from Dandridge. The school board, although not required by law, out of a courtesy, I think, should have contacted the planning commission and said, we're going to erect a building here, there, or the other place. By state law, they don't have to go before the planning commission, but if you're going to build a house, you're going to build a subdivision, you're going to put up a business, you by law have to come to planning commission. It looks to me like we need more harmony and working together instead of all the divisiveness that we've got in this county, and try to get things on the right track. But it seems like everybody's leery about them losing their power and their control, because that's what we're involved with more than anything else. I think county commission and actions of school board have been questionable. It came up already about possible violation of sunshine law, whether it's legal, ethical, or moral. I think county business ought to be much more transparent. We've sat here and listened to county commissioners talk about transparency and then go ahead and try to get together, get the votes to get something done. Makes no sense. Listen, we've got people that are experts and trained and knowledgeable and schooled in finance. Let them do the financing. County commissioners run as legislators, legislate. $25 million, this is 10, I'm coming down to the end. $25 million puts this county in debt for approximately $100 million. There is no doubt one of the major problems in our nation today is our finances. That we're in debt above what we can handle. And Jefferson County acts just like Washington. Going into debt for $100 million is not responsible. There's no way that you can say it's responsible. Let me read quotes from a county commissioner who and I butt heads quite a bit, but he does say some wise things from time to time, Commissioner Bob Beeler. In the January 17, 2012 County Commission meeting, this is what Mr. Beeler said. Let me tell you what the American way is on debt. You graduate from high school, you get a job. The first thing you do is buy a car on credit. Second thing you do is get married. The next thing you do is build a house on credit. Then when you get about 45, close to 50, you have to remodel your home. You have to go in debt again. When you get it paid off, you die. That's the American way. Well, there's a lot of humor in that, but there's also a lot of truth. And I would say Commissioner Beeler and I are closer to the last sentence in that than any other part. However, no matter how accurate that is, it's sad. Because I believe it's our place, just like it's Washington's place, to leave our offices and our county in better shape than when we got here, for the next generation to follow. And right now, it's in worse shape. It's not in better shape. So we have failed. And it's our obligation to make it better for those that follow us, and not a bigger mess to handle. Number 11, this current plan is relying heavily upon the proceeds from a lease agreement with HMA. HMA has been a wonderful addition to our community, and I look forward to a long, long relationship with them. They're financially sound, they're solvent, they're doing a lot of positive things to help expand the services that we receive here in Jefferson County. However, to rely on that as your cornerstone for a financial plan is risky. And I'll tell you why. Regardless of how financially strong they are today, you know who has more money than the Baptists, the Methodists, and the Presbyterians? And that's Rome, the Catholics. And St. Mary's, who we started with, is no longer there. So don't tell me there's not a danger of HMA moving out. Number 12, the current plan is going to result in an increase in property tax that I consider excessive. Will it happen this year? Everything's all tied in. But within the next 3 to 5 years, you're going to see huge increases in property taxes, just to maintain what you have. To say that this plan will not increase your taxes is a fallacy, because it may not to pay for the plan if you can structure it that way, but then every other operation has to stay just where it's at for the duration of that bond issue. No more cars for the sheriff, no more personnel, no more increase in cost for insurance or electricity or gas. It's not even feasible. Anybody that thinks that way doesn't even think with a financial background. Number 13, the action to approve funding on this project at the March 19, 2012 meeting did not even send it back to the Budget Committee. If you're a nonprofit and you come before this legislative body and you ask for $200, you know the first thing they're going to tell you? Well, did you go to the Budget Committee? Take it back to the Budget Committee. But yet, $25 million, skip the whole process. We're going to vote on it. That doesn't seem right. During the last commission meeting, it was shown that on the breakdown list of January the 5th, 2012, presented by Chairman of the Budget Committee, that over $300,000 or $2,000 are going to be spent on each internal door to high school to upgrade it and put door handles on it and hardware. Number 15, whether this is legal or not, I think it definitely borders on ethical and moral, conflict of interest. You've got about 6 county commissioners that are involved one way or another with the school system, get paid through the school system or have a very close family member there. Seems to me all but one did read a disclaimer. I mean, that brings it pretty close to home where it just doesn't give you a real warm and fuzzy feeling. And number 16, there's been discussions that if I don't sign the bonds, I'm going to be sued and taken into court. Well, it won't be my first time. And although people say I'm controversial, and I am, I'd rather not be. But the last fight that I ran from, or ducked from, I was in the 2nd grade. And I'm too damn old to do it anymore. So if there's going to be a battle and there's going to be a fight, I'll welcome it. And we'll do what we have to do. But if any of my other 15 reasons not to sign would hold up in court, there is one that will. When you sign bonds, you have to sign one of the documents that is a signature and no litigation certificate. In order for those bonds to go to market and people to buy them, they have to know there's no pending or possible lawsuits. Well, if you're going to sue me, you're going to sue me on the grounds that I'm refusing to perjure myself. Because let me read to you what I have to sign. Item number 3. No litigation of any kind is pending or to the best interest or to the best of my information, knowledge, and belief threatened in either Tennessee or federal courts to restrain and enjoin the issuance, sale, execution, or delivery of these bonds. I've had chairman of the budget committee, I've had other county commissioners, I've had residents of this county that have told me that if I sign it, they're going to bring about a lawsuit. Now, do you think I'm going to sign a document that says I don't know about any potential lawsuits when I've been informed of that? I won't perjure myself. I may not do what some people like, but I'm not going to perjure myself. Those are my 16 reasons that I doubt seriously I would sign a bond document today. Something needs to be done about this whole situation. I can't do it by myself. I need the cooperation of county commission. I need cooperation from others within this system to get something done. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish a lot better for this county than what we've got right now, and I think we're capable of doing much better. Thank you very much.